Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife Hayes, and today I'd like to talk about a popular MMORPG trope that's ruining so many MMORPG games, and that is the concept of the Chosen One. This is going to be a long and detailed video examining 3 rather philosophical points, so grab a cup of tea and settle in. This video essay was inspired by the excellent Where is the Immersion video by Alternault, link in the description below, referenced with his kind permission. Being the chosen one in any sort of media, writing, films or games, usually implies that I am someone special, more important, more powerful, more essential to the destiny of this world than anyone else. I'm going to do great things, and no one, neither man nor God, can stand in my way. This concept, the very idea that I am inherently more important than others through no fault of my own, is ruining MMORPGs. Let me explain. There are 3 things we need to define first: the flaw of the chosen one, the irony of rank, and the bravery of the coward. Let's go over these in order. Number 1. The flaw of the chosen one. The very idea that someone is destined to do great things, that fate has a plan for them, or that they have no real choice in their own life, leads to the odd conclusion that they, as a physical body, may be important, but they, as a person capable of making conscious choices, are not. If it's my destiny to save the world, then the act of saving the world doesn't actually say anything about my character, because fulfilling a purpose I have no choice in didn't take any willpower or effort on my part. Paarthurnax in Skyrim famously says, "What is better, to be born good or to overcome one's evil nature?" And he's absolutely correct to ask that question. If I am destined to do something, and I do it, I have not overcome, challenged or changed anything. I've simply followed the step-by-step path that's always been in front of me. I've walked the linear adventure that is my life. This flaw highlights the emotional chasm between choice and destiny. If a character makes a choice to do something, it's interesting. If they follow destiny to do something, it's boring. With this in mind, it's actually a better story if the character is not destined to do something, because then it's all about the character choosing to be a hero. A personal choice carries much more emotional weight than no choice at all. To prove this, let's look at some examples from popular media. Harry Potter, for example, is the chosen one, the boy who lived. He was always destined to win, always going to succeed. And when he finally did, although it was a great story, it surprised absolutely no one. His journey was written from the day he was born, and he simply walked the path before him. It was the choice of destiny, not him. This is an example of the chosen one being boring and predictable. Were we ever in any doubt about his ability to succeed? No, because we had drilled into us from the very beginning that he would, because of destiny. To contrast this, Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. Not special, not important, not excellent in any way. Thrust into a deadly plot of world domination and destruction, he, together with a band of other not hugely special companions, travel against all odds and eventually succeed. Not through destiny, but actively against it. In Lord of the Rings, for those of you who haven't seen it, the One Ring actually wants to return to its Dark Master. The destiny in that story is actually the ring returning home and the Dark Lord winning, but Frodo and his fellowship actively fight against it and through tenacity and courage manage to succeed. If you've ever finished watching a film or playing a game or reading a book and thought, that was good, but ultimately boring, dull, emotionless or forgettable, ask yourself, did the story follow the path of destiny? Did it follow the expected journey? And if yes, that's why it was dull. If you've finished a film or book and thought that was absolutely amazing, ask the same question. Was destiny defeated? Was the main character not the chosen one, but simply a regular person like you or I? who made choices. I love the James Bond films, but he's destined to win. Superhero films are visually stunning, but dramatically shallow, because you know they can't lose. Skyrim is good. Again, destiny states you're going to win. To relate this to MMORPGs, Guild Wars 2, you're the Chosen One. Elder Scrolls Online, you're the Chosen One. Rift, you're the Chosen One. Final Fantasy XIV, you're the Chosen One. If I succeed because I was destined to, then all I've done is ridden the roller coaster to the end. Yes, it's been tough and exciting, but at no point was I actually in control of the journey. Destiny was. How about the opposite? The amazing TV show Firefly. None of the crew are destined for anything. They're a ragtag team who succeed despite the odds. Die Hard 1. John McClane is just a regular cop doing what he can, no destiny. Indiana Jones 1, 2 and 3. Regular dude fighting back. Portal. You're just another test subject. Deus Ex Human Revolution. You're a security guard who got injured. Uncharted. You're just an explorer. All these stories actively avoid you being chosen or destined for anything. This means you're not on a roller coaster bound for success. You're alone in the wilderness, and it's your choices that matter, your own actions that guide the journey, not those of an unseen all-knowing entity known as fate. These stories, the ones where our choices guide us, not the invisible string of an unchangeable fate, prove that we actually matter. In The Matrix, once we learn Neo is not the one, during a fight, Agent Smith shouts, "Why, Mr. Anderson, why do you persist?" And Neo simply replies, "Because I choose to." The ultimate irony of this trope within the MMORPG genre relates to the first M, massively. If there are multiple players, how can any more than one of them be the Chosen One? The clue is in the phrase, one, singular. When I started playing the Elder Scrolls line on release day, I was so excited to be the Chosen One, and quickly crushed when thousands of people around me were also the Chosen One. The idea of being more important than others in an MMORPG is flawed. It means all of you, me, other players, aren't actually going to be able to make any free will-based choices because we're strapped to this on-rails destiny and being guided toward the ultimate fight, not because we choose to or want to, but because we have to. And when you're the Chosen One, and I'm the Chosen One, and we're all the Chosen Ones, none of our individual choices, wants, desires, or passions will matter one bit, because destiny already has our lives planned. We are simply outside observers to our own existence, not active participants. I hate when a film or story uses the phrase, "You were always destined for this," because it's essentially saying, your choices didn't matter. Problem number 2. The irony of rank. This is related to, but not exactly the same as the Chosen One problem. While being a Chosen One is a question of unchangeable destiny, rank is about freely given rewards. The irony of rank is a question of rarity. Here's how it works. In Guild Wars 2, eventually I'll become the commander. In World of Warcraft, I'll become the Speaker of the Horde. In Neverwinter, I'll become the Champion of Neverwinter. These are titles gifted to me because of my actions. They are ranks. However, so is everyone else. This isn't exactly the same as the Chosen One problem because that's about fate having a plan. The irony of rank problem is about the fictional world I'm existing in granting honours and commendations to everyone, and thus devaluing them. In real life, the army is under command of the general, and under him are some commanders, and then under them some captains, and ultimately down to the soldiers. But the rarity of those titles increases the further up the chain you go. There's only one general. If there were more than one general, the system of hierarchy falls down. Who do we take orders from? Who's actually in charge? If I'm the Speaker of the Horde, and someone else is also the Speaker of the Horde, what happens when we disagree? Who has authority? The main problem here is that game designers are putting the cart before the horse with regards to rank and the meaning that rank has. Let me explain. Being given a title is a reward for achieving something, and that title will have value based on its rarity. The rarer it is, the more prestige, pride, and feeling of accomplishment it will carry. The title itself isn't what matters. The individual combination of letters that come before or after my name don't matter. What matters is the achievement it represents. If you work hard and achieve something in your life, your title signifies that, such as Bachelor of the Arts, or Doctor, or PhD. If everyone else then achieves the same thing, it goes from being prestigious to being standard. It's the new normal. This is what's happened in every MMORPG that grants titles or signifies rank to players. It ceases to matter once the standard rank is high for everyone. The main problem with this is high ranks serve as a goal to be achieved. You see a rank above you and want to be it. Once you achieve it and there's nothing above you, you can feel safe in the knowledge that you're the only one with it. But if other players have the same rank, you're forced to confront the reality the game has actually created this. You can't get any higher or better, and thus the rank you have is meaningless. If you grant me the highest rank, and everyone else also has that or can achieve that, you're effectively telling me I am the most important person. I will never get more important than this, and everyone is equal to me, which means we're not important at all. I now feel worthless, as this rank is just a word. It's lost the representation. It's lost the actual thing that gives it value. The third and final point is the bravery of the coward. This line comes from the old saying, "Only cowards can show bravery, for bravery is not being unafraid. Bravery is being afraid and doing it anyway." It's a simple concept. If something doesn't scare me and I do it, I've not done anything special, I've just performed an action. It's only when actually scared or nervous that my action can have any semblance of bravery behind it. This is a more complex philosophical problem, so I'll just start with the examples immediately. Imagine the champion of the gods, the all-powerful, all-knowing warrior, standing proud in the finest armour, with the finest weapons, protected by the finest spells, facing down a terrible demon, smirking with smug confidence, is not brave, because they know they're going to win or have a fair chance. They have the confidence and the training to feel secure in the knowledge that victory is likely. This is not brave because both sides are either equal or you have the advantage. If you, as a player in a game, are as powerful as your enemy and competition is either equal or in your favour, it's not bravery you're showing. It's simply a willingness to participate in equal competition. Bravery, however, would be the average soldier facing down the same demon. There's an excellent short story from the Warhammer 40,000 universe about an Imperial Guardsman, one of the lowest of the low soldiers, a simple rank and file nameless grunt, standing up to a Chaos Space Marine. The story tells the very short tale of a towering 10-foot beast of chaos with spikes and blood and gore hanging off his armour, standing over the body of a single average human Imperial Guard. The guardsman, terrified, loads his rifle, aims and fires, hitting the Chaos Space Marine square in the face and doing absolutely no damage. He then, through streams of tears, reloads and fires again and again and again. As the salty tears stream down his face because he knows he's about to die, he never stops doing his duty. He never stops reloading and firing. The Chaos Marine simply stands there, confused and angry, never once worried, but then the guardsman runs out of ammo. The guardsman looks up and, even though he's terrified at the inhuman beast before him, affixes a bayonet to the end of his rifle and screams and charges straight toward it. This worries the Chaos Space Marine slightly. The story's brave because it's about one hero against all odds. Now, that guardsman is clearly going to die, but the point of his actions being brave, he was the coward in the situation and chose to stand up and fight. In an MMORPG, I never get the chance to be brave, because I'm always equal to or destined to be more powerful than whatever I'm fighting. In any MMORPG, I very rarely have that "oh crap" moment where I realise I'm about to be destroyed by the big bad evil guy, because I'm either as powerful myself or have an army behind me. If game designers want to give us that feeling of bravery, they have to understand it's only created when going up against odds we're unlikely to succeed against. So how does all this, all 3 points, combine in modern MMORPGs? Well, let's add all 3 things together and take a look at where we've ended up. I am a chosen one, along with everyone else, with the highest rank attainable, along with everyone else, facing enemies that I'm equal to or backed up by a huge army when I'm around. I'm bored. The game is telling me my destiny overrides my personal choice. My rank is meaningless because it's so common I may as well not have it. And I will never need to show courage because the odds will always be either equal or on my side. Some people say World of Warcraft died when you went from being called adventurer to being called hero. And I agree. Gary Gygax, one of the founders of Dungeons & Dragons, once said when he and his friends are killing gods is when he's the most bored. But when they're low levels fighting for their life against low-level bandits, he has an absolute blast. And after several years as a 5th edition Dungeon Master, I completely agree. The lower-leveled campaigns are much more fun. You aren't special, but you are important. MMORPG makers, here's the solution. Don't make me the chosen one. Make me another simple inhabitant of the world and let my actions, my own personal choices guide my life, not a pre-planned destiny. I want to feel that I'm becoming a hero through choice, not through fate. Don't grant me a title unless I've truly earned it. Don't call me a general, a captain, or even a local hero unless I'm one of the few who have it. I don't mind being another adventurer in this world, but once you call me High King, you best re-record every single line of NPC dialogue to greet me as such, or else it's meaningless for me to have it. And giving me a meaningless title is worse than giving me nothing at all. And finally, when going up against difficult enemies, let me be weak and easily defeated. Let the ancient evil actually be all-powerful. Let me show bravery by standing up against difficult odds and winning through pure skill. There's a reason so many people feel pride after killing Ornstein and Smaug in Dark Souls 1. It's because you are not, at that point, the chosen one. You do not have any titles, and the odds are stacked against you and don't get easier. And victory against all odds is the only victory that carries any worth. I want the MMORPG genre to not be afraid to return to the time when every player was simply another inhabitant, another nameless nobody, and all accolades and achievements and victories were earned against great odds, not because of destiny. I don't want to be the chosen one. I want to choose to be the one. Thank you for your time. If you want to add your own opinion, then leave a comment below or come and join us on Discord. The link is in the description below, and I'm always willing to talk to everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.